Jack Harlow went from being everywhere to almost nowhere. Viral hits,
what's poppin'? Brand new whip, just hopped in.
Movie deals,
Never mind.
superstar collabs.
Got enough pull to make the city start throwing games.
Then suddenly, the hype slowed down. So what happened? Did he fall off? Or is there more to the story than it seems? Let's break it down. To understand the Jack Harlow of today, we have to go back to where it all began. Louisville, Kentucky. Jack Harlow, born Jackman Thomas Harlow, started his journey far from the flashing lights of Hollywood. He was a teenager with a dream, grinding on the local scene and building a loyal following with his early mixtapes. We're talking about a kid who, at just 12 years old, was recording rhymes with the Guitar Hero microphone.
Video game called Guitar Hero. So we took the mic from Guitar Hero and I plugged it into my mom's laptop and I recorded, and it sounded horrible. But that's how I started recording.
He built a reputation for his honest, clever lyrics and effortless, cool persona. He even named his record label Private Garden after his hometown crew, showing a strong sense of loyalty and a grounded approach that would become a key part of his appeal. Throughout high school, he played sold-out local shows, building a grassroots following that was authentic and dedicated. He released several EPs and mixtapes before signing with Generation Now in 2018. The big break, of course, came in 2020 with the release of What's Poppin'. The song was a cultural supernova. Its simple, catchy hook and slick video exploded on social media, especially on TikTok.
I got options. I can pass that bitch like Stockton. Just joshing. I'm spending this holiday locked in.
And earned him his first top 10 hit on the Billboard Hot 100. It was the perfect storm of a great song, perfect timing, and a unique personality that felt fresh and relatable. If you're enjoying this breakdown so far, don't forget to leave a like and hit that subscribe button. It really helps us. The success of What's Poppin' was just the beginning. The next couple of years saw Jack Harlow's stardom reach astronomical heights. He became a celebrity, a brand, and a bona fide superstar. His collaborations with Lil Nas X on Industry Baby in 2021 was a turning point. The song went to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, cementing him as an artist who could not only hold his own with the pop titan, but also push boundaries. His next album, Come Home Kids Miss You, released in 2022, a blockbuster. It featured A-list collaborations with Drake, Lil Wayne, and Pharrell, and its lead single, First Class, went straight to #1. He was on magazine covers, starring in the movies, and walking red carpets. He was, by every metric, at the peak of mainstream culture. But with that peak came shifting narrative. The same persona that was once seen as humbled and cool began to be viewed by some as a generic or even corny. The initial goodwill and charm started to wear off for certain segments of the publication. Critics and fans began to question his lyrical depth and whether he had become a product of his own hype. The album's critical reception was lukewarm at best. Pitchfork famously gave it a 2.9 out of 10, a brutally low score, with one reviewer calling it among the most insipid, vacuous statements in recent pop history. This album, despite its commercial success, was seen by many as a project that lacked the originality of his earlier work. It was perceived as a wannabe Drake album, with an over-reliance on melodic, uninspired beats and a focus on surface-level themes. The internet was flooded with memes and jokes about his persona, with videos questioning his riz or his natural riz going viral, and shifting the conversation from his music to his celebrity persona. The lyrics from Dua Lipa from his 2022 album show him grappling with his newfound fame and the scrutiny that it brought. I heard a couple fans saying my last album was a bust. I heard a couple critics saying my last album was a bust. These lyrics show a self-awareness that was both endearing and a sign that the backlash was getting to him. The era of universal acclaim was over, and the public was no longer seeing him as the underdog. The backlash came to a head in 2023 with the release of his album Jackman. Instead of a pop-leaning, radio-friendly project, he delivered a short, raw, and deeply personal album that felt like a return to his roots. The project was critically praised for its honesty and lyrical fortitude. Publications like Clash magazine called it his best, most in-depth album yet. It was a clear, conscious choice to pivot away from the pop sound that made him a superstar. The album directly addressed the scrutiny and criticism. On the track Gang Gang Gang, he grapples with his identity, his white privilege, and the perception of him as a pretty boy rapper. You heard the new and you want to debate. Is he the future of the game, or did he just get lucky and he's lame? He didn't shy away from the conversation. He put it right into his music. He tackled his privilege head-on in the song Common Ground, where he takes shots at white journalists and fans who treat hip-hop as a cultural tourist destination.
Local homicide rates got him astonished, reading about it on a laptop in pajamas.
He was no longer just a chill guy. He was an artist with something to say and a chip on his shoulder. So, did Jack Harlow fall from the mainstream? The numbers might say yes. The hits stopped going straight to #1. His most recent album, Jackman, debuted at number 8 on the Billboard 200, a significant drop from his previous albums. The intense, widespread hype and cultural ubiquity he once had have been undeniably waned. The public narrative has moved on. The Jack Harlow is everywhere memes have been replaced with a quieter, more critical conversation. However, this fall isn't a total disappearance. Jack Harlow is still a major artist. He is still selling out arenas, consistently charting with new singles like Loving On Me, and even earning new roles in acting careers. In an interview with People magazine, he said he found a new kind of freedom in acting that he doesn't have in music. I definitely consider myself an authentic artist. I tell the truth on the mic, but maybe sometimes I feel some slight constraints in hip-hop because there's a tradition to it. This quote shows an artist who has chosen to prioritize artistic integrity over mainstream commercial success, a move that is a defining feature of his fall from Peak. He has retreated from his pop stratosphere to reconnect with his hip-hop roots, a decision that has earned him critical respect but lost him some of his mainstream luster. The story of Jack Harlow is a fascinating case study. His fall isn't a total disappearance, but a transition from pop culture fixture to a more focused hip-hop artist. He chose to scale back his mainstream appeal to reconnect with his core audience and his artistic self. While he may not be in the headlines every day, he is still a commercially successful artist and a respected figure in the industry. The intense, almost overwhelming hype that once defined him has subsided, but what remains is a talented artist who is now free to create his own terms. What do you think about Jack Harlow's career trajectory? Is this a fall or a calculated retreat? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.